Ay, 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 ay.
Welcome to Jay's Bizarre Adventures, and today we're going to be reacting and reviewing episode 5 of Jujutsu Kaisen. So far, in this episode, we're going to see what happens after Sukuna's let loose and Yuji seems to be unconscious. Let's go! Oh, what's going on? So, they're saying that the innate domain is gone and it's closed off. How is Megami able to figure out that the domain has been closed off? I'm guessing that he senses it. It's something to do with him being sensitive to cursed energy, and I'm guessing that everyone that can use cursed energy can use a domain. I could be wrong, but this is the second time I'm hearing about the domain. The first time I heard about it was from Sukuna when he was making his malevolent shrine in the last episode, in the previous episode. So let's see if they have an explanation. Wow. Okay, so from what he's saying, it's kind of like the way in some mythologies you can make a deal with the devil, and then after that, they can work for you or work towards your goals. And it seems like he can also be put under attack like that. But no one has a manual, a Sakuna manual that says, hey, this is how you interact with him if you ever get possessed by him. He just mentioned that Yuji didn't have any type of pact with him. And it's interesting that he mentioned it. So I'm wondering if they're gonna expand on that also. What is he doing? He's trying to kill Yuji so that when he comes back, he's basically done. And he's committing suicide for these two souls anyway. And I wonder if Yuji eats the third finger that Sukuna took from the curse, womb curse, that both him, both Sukuna and Yuji are gonna come back. Maybe that's where the plot's going. Maybe that's where this episode's going. Let's see. Whew, that's some Bloodborne shit. I, I can live without this. I think every person has gone through days and moments in their lives where they can make the same motion and action and say, yeah, this heart's kind of useless in me. I'm at that point right now, but hey, that's not the point of this video. Let's continue. Aww. The only thing granted equally to all is an unfair reality. God damn. They're just starting this episode off with just facts on end. Here's some good taste in shoes. Reverse curse techniques. I wonder if Yuji can also learn reverse curse techniques. Previous episode was basically a scene Yuji's will and metal being tested. And I'm guessing that this episode is basically a scene Megumi's will and metal being tested and seeing what he does in a time of like in a tough situation. The cockiness from Sukuna just keeps on going on. Okay, so he did this again, so I think that the new way is coming out. Let's see. I'm a pimp named Slipback. pimp named Sakuna. Okay, so Shikigami, or what his cursed summon creatures are called, Shikigami. Shikigami. Alright, let's continue. Whew. He really captured the danger, the malice, and the seriousness of the situation while showing his chaotic and dark humor at the same time. So Archie's the snake. Damn, how long is that? Dang on. That reminded me of I like your cut, G. Seems like he's still holding back and just playing along with me. Whew. So the new A also I just realized is a Thunderbird of some sort in this anime. Whew. Seems like he has a close bond with the Shikigami, which is nice. They seem like they're pretty close to him too, so yeah. I think he has the right idea. You know, most beings are close to you like that. You know, you want the best for them, whether they be people or animals or Shikigami in this case. Yeah, you want the best for them, so yeah, that's fair. Shadows. Interesting. So, in that case, would he be able to create more Shikigamis in pure darkness? And would his weakness basically be if there was an extremely bright light that basically negated all the shadows from being projected and created? Hmm. He seems for this is one of the reasons why I say that his actions are not based on pure cockiness. His pride is not based on pure cockiness. For someone that is considered the king of curses, the reason why I still say that his pride is based on pure confidence instead is because in a situation like this, when he's even toying with his enemy, he's still trying to learn and figure out what makes him different from all the past prey or enemies he's killed. Because at this point, like look at this guy, like even with one finger, he was toying with everyone, and now he's up to three fingers, and he's still toying with most people in this anime. And I think that that's going to be a continuing trend, but it adds more depth to his character because he's even trying to learn and analyze and improve from what the small differences, and he can even he and he's also able to recognize when his enemy has talent. And now this makes me wonder: is there's probably some backstory to him. I might be wrong, but I might be jumping the gun here. But some small part of me suspects that he was a talented human that became a curse. Maybe I should go back into like the past few episodes and see myself. But let's see. Smart. Big brain tings of Sakuna just keeps on going on. Father who named me Megumi was with no regard for my gender. In Food Wars, one of the main characters, one of the cast from the main, one of the main cast was called Megumi. She was the blue-haired girl. So I thought that it was one of those gender neutral names, but I guess from what we're hearing here, it's a it's a female specific name. So I save people unequally. It's an admirable it's an admirable goal, but it seems one-sided. It seems one-sided and idealistic in the sense of he. The thing is, he admits that he knows that it's going to be a few people, so he knows he knows the reality of the situation, and he knows that he like in the beginning of the episode, he states in the beginning of the episode after the intro, he states loud and clear that the only thing equally distributed in life is that everyone is treated unfairly, and life doesn't give you like life doesn't distribute its cards fairly. So I understand where he's coming from when he wants to say he wants to save people unequally. In theory, that is a great idea, and that is something that I think a lot of people will stand for. Some parts of me stand for that, but other parts of me say it's flawed because sometimes in there's some people that are unredeemable, and there are some people that are unsavable. Not only because they've done something bad, but because of the fact that when you save them, they might end up. This is for worst case scenarios. This is not for all scenarios, but this is for worst case scenarios. But there will be some. There might be some people out there that when you save them, it won't be beneficial for you, them, or the world because of the simple fact that they're gonna bite, they're gonna stab you behind the back, they're gonna stab themselves behind the back, and they're gonna stab the whole world. So, in situations like that, then it becomes a problem if you're just healing, if you're just saving everyone unequally. But when you look at the state of the world and his ideals, even though his ideas don't seem like they're fully thought out and fully fleshed out, it seems like he's on the starts to the right path. It's not the perfect direction. It's not the direction that solves all problems, but it's the step in the right direction. He's gonna, in my point of view, he's gonna need to make some like adjustments to this so I save people unequally idea or mindsets later on in life. But it's a good start. Thank you, God, Supuna's acknowledgement. What the hell just happened?
そっか。やっぱ伏黒頭がいい。お前の真実は正しいと思う。でも俺が間違ってるとも思わん。
You don't have the heart right now, right? You kind of need the biological one. The emotional one, that one's debatable. Well, guys, the anime's over. The main character's dead. Let's back it up. Let's back it up. Let's get out of here. Goodbye. I'm guessing that people can't see them because of their curses, and curses are probably invisible to the eyes, to the naked eye of the of common people. I don't think we as people, maybe some individuals, are mentally comfortable enough to be exposed to this, but I don't think humans as a collective can all just chill with a cyclops, lava-headed creature in a 4 or 5 foot octopus thing walking around, and a horned-eyed creature just walking around. But let's continue. Okay, so yep, that answers the question. Only he can be seen, and the other three cannot be seen. I wonder if those are his shikigami or they're just regular curses.
それを面白くない上が僕の犬間に特級を利用して帝王と彼を始末したってとこだろう。二人が死んでも僕に嫌がらせができて一石二鳥とか思ってんじゃない？
It seems like there's some conflict of power between Gojo and the higher ups of the organization that they're in. the Jujutsu organization they're in. I don't care about a man's heart. And I look at this dumbass over here. Keep going. Keep going. I wonder if she's gonna be able to heal him. Or if they're just gonna experiment on his body. Let's hope it's the first. Fair enough. They both took a liking to him, but because of professional and trying to move forward, they just want to roll with the punches, and it's understandable for the scenario they're in. Like I said in episode 3, they're in one of those stressful jobs where you need some level of insanity, or you need a few screws loose because of how dangerous and stressful and how intense the job is. So it comes with the environment.
マジで死んでるんですよ。昨日一年坊が一人。後輩にはもっと優しく接しないと。甘やかすだけが優しさかね。呪言師犬巻先輩。
First speech. He can only speak in ingredients of rice balls. He reminds me of the word demon from Black Clover, but at the same time, I say, what do you mean you can only speak in ingredients of rice balls? Is that limiting, or can you be creative with it? Let's see.
あと一人、乙骨先輩って唯一手放しで尊敬できる人がいるが。
Fair enough.
京都姉妹校交流会に出てほしくてな。京都姉妹校交流会？
I don't know why, but this seems like a deja vu moment for me.
会は高専の東京校、京都校、それぞれの学長が提案した勝負方法を1日ずつ2日間かけて行う。個人戦、団体戦って。殺す以外なら何してもいい呪術合戦だ。
So from winter to early summer is basically where they have their most busy days. It almost reminds me of seasonal depression. I wonder if saying that makes me think. I wonder if they came to places like the North Country or anywhere with a lot of cold and snow, that they would be more likely to have more curses there because of the cold, and leading to the sun being blocked and leading to seasonal depression and other factors. I like how they sprinkle in some forms of realism to the causes of the curses. Imagine if all of these Jujutsu sorcerers were having to deal with everything that was going on during the 2020 pandemic, starting in March until right now as you're watching this video. They would probably just off themselves. Matter of fact, we'd probably all be dead if the curses were real.
俺は強くなるんだ。そのためなら何だって。今の人間と呪いの立場を逆転させたいと。
Humans are made up of lies. For every positive action and emotion they show, there's always a flip side. I wouldn't say that humans are made up of lies. I'd say that humans are made up of lies and truths. And because of that, we have two sides, at least two sides to ourselves. So I think that we're we have multiple sides and multiple faces, but the minimum amount of faces I think on the average human is two faces. And because of that, it's usually by by that by that train of thought. It's usually either expressed positively and negatively, and depending on the scenario and depending on who they are, they express more of their positive side or they express more of their negative side, or it just flips day to day or moment to moment. What he's saying, does that mean that curses are more one sided in their thoughts and ideals and action and emotion, or there are more to it. When he says that humans lie in their positive speech and action, it's because there is, I agree, there is a pattern, or no, there is a tendency for people to have ulterior motives when they act or say or do things positively. But that's not the case for every human. It's it is the case for some humans, but it's not the case for all. And it's not the case for all situations. But the other thing that he says is interesting. Yet negative emotions like hatred and hostility are truths without falsehood. The reason I say that's interesting is because there's a saying. The only types of people that can speak the truth are kids, angry people, and drunk people. I think as a rule of thumb it works well. I don't think it's an absolute truth, but I think as a rule of thumb that works well. They are pure by that definition. But now it comes back to the question of pure good or pure evil. I'm guessing the topic of this discussion is that from, from what I'm collecting from this, they basically are looking for a world of purity, whether it be pure good or pure evil. And it's a fair argument because sometimes it's frustrating when things flip on and off, good and bad, yes and no, order and chaos. So it's understandable that people or cursed spirits like this want things to stay only one way because of how frustrating it is to switch from different modes of thinking and different modes of existing. But just by the way the world works and life works, it's never going to be that way because the only constant in life is change, and the only certainty is death.
戦争の前に2つ条件を満たせば勝てる。五条悟を戦闘不能にすること。2つ目、両面宿な虎杖裕二を仲間に引き込むこと。
Okay, how did the curses find out that he died, and how does the other guy know or suspect that he's gonna live? Anyway, that's it for now. It seems that Sukuna is still alive, and the whole idea from the first episode, or the first or second episode, was that when Yuji dies, Sukuna dies with him. So the question now becomes: is Sukuna speaking? Who is Sukuna speaking to? If it's Yuji, is he still alive? Or is it the doctor? Is it the chick that was came to examine him? And if that's the case, can they revive him since Sukuna is alive right now? Or is that just, or is it someone else talking to Sukuna from somewhere else? Let's see. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like. If you have any comments or perspectives or anime recommendations that you'd like to give me, please drop in the comments. If you'd like to join my bizarre adventures, press subscribe. Anyway, peace out, stay safe, and have fun.